guys and girls, Mick from Beanham Homebrew here. Hopefully you can hear me over the washing machine. Going to be doing another black IPA. I've done this one several times. The reason I'm doing it, I'm going to try it on the kegs that I've converted. I haven't finished the panel yet, so I'm just running it off. Obviously just a standard ink bird at the minute, just to get the temperatures. Got it set at 66 at the moment. Sorry about the bad light, I'll need to shut the door. I'm just going to chuck everything in the mash tun. I'm going to try and put the GoPro or something up there just to see whether I can get some footage. I've realised now I've made these that the table's a little bit too high and a little bit too long. So the Beanham Brew trolley is going to be converted, I think. I'm going to make it a little bit longer and drop it a bit. I have to keep standing on a stool to see what I'm doing in there, so that's not really too handy. But yeah, black IPA, it's just all grain kit. It's about 7 kilos. Yeah, 7.5 kilos of grains, and we've got some bittering hops and some aroma hops. As normal with these kits, you don't get any, you can't even see that, you don't get any what they are, just bags A, B and C, so I don't think it's that far wrong or far off the Bible. So yeah, just get the grains in there and then we'll come back hopefully once I've sort of doughed in. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me because I'm going to be trying the new chugger pumps. I've done a few videos on them. I don't know if this is going to come up before those. I've got internet issues again at the minute, so but yeah, let's get on. Let's do a brew. So be back shortly. Cheers. Right guys and girls, I've doughed in. Hopefully you can see me. I've had to shut the door. And the pumps are really noisy. The left hand pump is really quiet. The right hand one, so I'm going to speak to the company I got it from. I'm sort of pulsing the pump at the moment. I should be supposed to be at 67. So I'm just using this. Hopefully you can see that. It's just shot to 68. 68.5 is the most it's gone up to. So I'm just recircling it. And it's going to be doing that for an hour and a half and then mash it out. So as I say, first time I've been playing with it, I've now found that I've got to have the HLT at 75. So I did have it up at 77 and I found it was shooting too much. I think I could tune it down a bit. As I say, I'm just using this till the panel's made. I'm sort of pimping the panel at the moment, so before I get onto the wiring side of it. So yeah, I'm just sort of pulsing the pump on and off myself manually for a minute. But I'm just recircling the HLT, that's what you can hear at the minute. Yeah, it looks quite nice and clear in the pipes. I'll try and open the door and give you a twizzle or whatever it is, flip the screen, whatever the bloody hell it is. So yeah, at the moment it's just sort of messing around with it. I'm sure I'm going to have to keep messing around with it, you know, backwards and forwards. I'm only running one element obviously on these because they're only 10 amp, so I can't run the pair on them, so I'm only running the one. So what I did was brought it up to temperature really quick, then switched one of the elements off and just put one on here just to pulse it on and off. That one's actually in the mash tun, and I've got one in the HLT as well, so I can sort of check what's in here and see what's going on with the returning wort, liquor, whatever they call it, on this one. So yeah, so at the moment, and we haven't sprung any leaks, which I'm quite surprised about. So yeah, I'll open the door, give you a quick twizzle so you can see, and go from there. So there you go, there's the pipe work. As you can see, it's not too, let me see if I can grab hold of it. I don't know if you can see it that well, but it, you know, it's not too bad actually. I'm quite. I had it piped up around the wrong way earlier. I had that at the top, that one at the bottom, so that's why it's taking so long. But yeah, it's not too bad. Let's see if we can get on my granny stool and have a look in the top. Get that out of the way. It's not looking too bad in there. It smells absolutely lovely. So yeah, I'll carry on recircling, and then we'll get to the mashing out. That's the obviously the HLT. I've got the probe in there, and obviously I've got this on the front also, so I'm pulsing it at 75 at the moment. That seems to keep me around the 66. So definitely need to lower the table because I'm having to stand on the stool. Alright, back shortly. Right guys, just about to do this, and girls, to do the sparge. It was 5.2, it says 5 now. I'm just going to check it with the other pH meter also. There we go, 5.3233. So I think that should be alright. 5.2, 5.3. I think it's dropping. Is it dropping? Yeah, so that'll do. Let's get on the sparge. Right guys and girls, I've just started the sparge. Sorry it's dark, I've had to shut the door. Hopefully you can see on the GoPro. I'll try and put that, it ain't going to work, but I'll try and put it on the corner. Hopefully you can hear me over the noise. Let me stand this side. So I've piped it all up to sparge, 15 litres, because I used 25, should have only been 20, but I put 25 in the mash tun to hopefully make it a bit wetter. So I'm going to put 15 in the sparge, hopefully to give me my pre-boil volume. Not a clue what that's going to be, but yeah, it's all piped up. I've slowed it right down. I've been going 20 odd minutes now and only done about 3 litres or so. So we'll keep an eye on it and come back for the first hop edition. There's 5 hop editions. Hopefully the bloody pumps will be off and you can hear me a bit better. So actually I've just realised I haven't pressed record on that, so I'll press record on that now. So it's just going to be a still picture, not me there, the odd hand going in and out. So yeah, we'll come back for the first hop edition at the start of the boil. Again, I don't know what the hops are. After I've done this one, everything seems to be going well. I've got 5.27 I think on the pH meter, so that part of it's okay. We'll be doing a pre-boil gravity reading, so hopefully I'll show you that soon. Cheers guys and girls. There we go, just shy of 1.60. I'm just going to calibrate the refractometer and try that as well. Here we go, that's the cleared out. Going to pull that out, see what the filter looks like underneath. Right, that's the filter underneath, don't seem too bad. Let's lift that up and look under there. There we go, 1.08. There we go, just shy of 23 litres in the fermenter. I've just pitched the yeast. So there we go, 22.5 litres, not the 23, so a few adjustments to be made there, because I started off with about 29 litres. And I was watching the measurements on the side, the litre marks, and I thought I'm not going to get down to the 23 litres, so I was flicking the second element on and off, which was obviously increasing the boil quite quickly because it was only an hour boil, but it's obviously boiled too much off. So even though I was doing that, I don't think, when I tested it without that and one element, I was getting about 2 litres boil off in an hour. Now, for some reason, today, whether I don't know why, obviously boiled a lot more off. So from 29 down to 22.5. So it's not the end of the world, but I'd have preferred 25. I don't know what it's going to end up fermenting out at, because it's come out at 1.080. So the last time I done that was 1.076. So we'll see. But apart from that, obviously using the new system, got to get myself in a bit of order because I was a bit sort of here and there and everywhere. Well happy with the mash tun. I do apologise about the light. I wonder if I can turn like that a bit. Just before I forget, the yeast. I obviously US West Coast, the M44Y Mangrove Jack yeast. The cheeky little bit I tried, yeah, very nice. But as I say, I don't know what's going to ferment out to. But back to the mash tun with the filter, and then obviously the fine filter in the bottom. Yeah, I don't know whether it was because I had the pump running. Well, no, I had the pump running at full chelt, but I had the taps more or less near enough shut, just enough letting through. I mean, it took an hour and 15 minutes to do the sparge, so I don't know whether that worked in my favour or anything, but didn't get no blockage, anything. The only time I got a blockage is obviously when I took that lot off, so I had to take the tap off, because as I said before, I've got that couple there, so it gives it a bit of a restriction. So I don't know whether that sort of helped or hindered. I thought it was going to get absolutely clogged with grain and stuff, but it didn't. So I'm over the moon with that. That then works fine. That didn't move, stayed in place. As I say, I pulled that out. You could see a little bit of grain, no big husks, just over the top. I've washed it all out. Whether it's just beginner's luck, don't know. We'll try and brew again next week. If not, it definitely will be the week after that. I've got some light malt extract and some sort of goo to use up now. I might do that next week, but I might not video. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I've got some different yeasts. I've just got a load of open hops in the fridge, and I've got a load here that I haven't opened at the top. But I've got, as I say, a load of light malt extract and some open grain. So I don't know whether I might just have a play. So yeah, I've done the black IPA on there because I've done it I think 5-6 times now, and so I know what I'm expecting. Apart from one of them that went not funky, had that metallic-y taste, but got to the bottom of that. I think it was the 5 litres of unboiled that I put in, but it's all gone now. I've drunk it all, so it ain't killed me yet, and that was what, 3-4 weeks ago, so I don't know. But yeah, so overall, I'm going over it myself again and waffling, and I apologise. I'm happy. Use the Inkbirds. As I say, the panel, I'm doing it, but once I've finished sort of pimping that, I'm going to try and do a little bit of an in-depth of wiring it up. I'm not an electrician or anything like that. I've just done my own electrics for years. It's my interpretation, I suppose, of how it's going to be wired up, and hopefully it might help someone. I'm just going to do like the feed-in as one, the outputs as another, and the pumps. Now on the output side of it, because I've got double elements, the SSR won't run both of them. What I found, especially on this one, didn't need both the elements on there. I mean, I'm only running off a 2.45 cable onto a 16 amp plug, and I don't get any issues with heat. I mean, it's only a small cable to a fuse board. It's got its own fuse board I've put in here, and it's running off a 20, is it 16 amp? 16 amp, no, yeah, 16 amp trip. So I haven't had any issues with that, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to have double plug, 16 amp, and I can switch the elements on and off as I want. So this morning when I wanted the HLT to get up, I had both elements running, get it up to temperature, and I flick one of them off, and then just used the one to pulse on and off, because obviously the Inkbird will only, so I think it's only rated at 10 amp, so I didn't want to push, putting a double in there and pushing it, but that managed fine. I had a few little issues where I wasn't at the right mash temperature, and then I had to increase the HLT, but I suppose again that's just some learning curve. So I've worked out now 75 degrees I've got to have the HLT at for the loss of the heat through the pipe work, and the mash tun I think I'm going to make a jacket and put on it just to keep a bit of the heat in. It's not too bad now, we're coming, starting to slowly, and I mean slowly, get the warmer weather. It most probably won't have so much of an effect, but in the winter time it will. So yeah, I've learned quite a bit I think today with the mash tun. Again, when the panel's done, I might have to dial it in a bit more, and obviously I'll be using the probes, temperature probes with that. So I'm sure it's going to be a fair few brews before I get it absolutely bang on. But as I say, just had to keep messing around up and down, and so I had to pulse the pumps on and off, because obviously I was recircing. And I noticed it dropping to 60, I think the lowest it went was 64.8. I quickly switched the pumps off, let it warm, sorry, I switched the pumps on, brought it up, and I think the highest it got to, it should have been 67, the highest it went was 68.3, 68.4, so I switched the pump off then, let the temperature drop a little bit, let it go to about 65.6, no sorry, 66.5, flick the pump back on, and then let it, and sort of just manually pulsed it backwards and forwards to keep the temperature. So again, that's something else I've got to sort of get used to, because I ramped the temperature up to 70, 80 degrees, and then that was too much, so then I dialed it back to 77, still too much. So I found sort of sweet spot for it is 75, like I said. Time you've gone through all the pipe work. I suppose if I was to lessen the pipe work, going to lose less. It was a bit blowy today, so we had a bit of a breeze coming in. That wasn't obviously helping, and as I say, no jacket on the stainless. That can disperse heat really quick, so it's, you know, it's a learning curve. So I've enjoyed it today, playing on the new system. A lot of food for thought on everything, but yeah, well, you know, we'll see what that ferments out and see what it do a taste test in a few weeks' time. Got some stuff to keg there tomorrow, which I've done a couple of weeks ago, and that was just like a goo kit with an extra bag of grains. I've just done it on the top in there on a. It's not a Buffalo induction heater. It was just something cheap from Lidl. I think it wasn't even 20 quid. It's done the job, brought it up to a boil. So I've got a video of that. That might be up before this one, I don't know, internet's playing up. So I better go, look, we're coming up to 10 minutes. I bet the thing's going to be an hour and something, which isn't good, but there we go. Yeah, well, that's it, I think. Yeah, nothing else to say. Hope everyone's had a good homebrew week, and I'll check in again, guys and girls, hopefully next week, or maybe an Happy Homebrew Wednesday, don't know yet. But all the best, ta-ra for now.